Coming up on Breeze TV, SGA takes action to make the annual Mr. and Miss Madison homecoming tradition more inclusive.
And we meet with participants of the JMU Triathlon Club's 12th annual Donut Dash.
Plus, Drake Bell performs in the Berg, but his opening act leaves the audience speechless.
This is Breeze TV.
Live from the Allison B. Parker Studio in the School of Media Arts and Design at James Madison University, this is Breeze TV.
Good morning, JMU. I'm Anna Saunders.
And I'm Kent Irwin. Thanks for joining us on Breeze TV. The current opioid crisis is affecting cities all across the country, and Harrisonburg is no exception. Luckily, the Harrisonburg Community Health Center and a class at JMU are staying hopeful as they work towards local solutions. Breeze TV's Peyton Kennedy is in the studio to tell us what they're up to. Peyton?
Thanks, Kent. The Harrisonburg Community Health Center was given $285,000 in federal funding to go toward treatment and prevention. But the center is not alone in the search for a positive outcome. With the new grant money, the center plans to hire more staff, buy more supplies, and possibly add more space to treat patients.
Our goal in this is to create a less of a barrier to care.
The Entrepreneurship Research for Medical Innovation class at JMU is also working toward that goal. Meeting in X Labs every Thursday, this class brings multiple departments together to come up with a tangible solution to the opioid crisis.
I think it's a good way to broaden our horizons and really see how different majors can all collaborate together, because right now we're nursing, pre-professional programs, kinesiology, and engineering.
Although the class is in the brainstorming stage, nursing professor Erica Lewis says that this is an issue she has found that the class can relate to.
Most people have a friend or family member that has somehow been affected, and most people are really interested in affecting change on the opioid crisis specifically.
At JMU and in the community, individuals are working to give some hope to a tragic situation.
I can't say that it's hopeless, and are we going to try everything that we can to help these individuals find a different way? Yes.
The Harrisonburg Community Health Center was one of 25 centers in Virginia to receive federal funding. Now back to you, Kent.
Thanks, Peyton. Yesterday, the Senate Judiciary Committee members met to review the FBI's supplemental report on Supreme Court nominee Brett Kavanaugh. Americans across the country went to Washington, D.C. to rally against Kavanaugh's confirmation. Buses of individuals drove down as early as 4 a.m. and gathered outside the federal courthouse where Kavanaugh currently works, and then marched to the Supreme Court building. Participants said the rally is to make the committee more aware of the importance of this vote for the American public, and particularly for women.
All of you are speaking truth to power because you care about the future. You care about our children. You care about who is leading this country and who sits at the highest court in the land.
A procedural vote on Kavanaugh is scheduled for later today, which could lead to a full vote Saturday.
Some changes will be made to a JMU homecoming tradition. Breeze TV's Andrea Brusig tells us about the big vote in the SGA Senate meeting on Tuesday.
This was the scene Tuesday night at the SGA Senate meeting. SGA passed a resolution to make the annual Mr. and Miss Madison homecoming tradition more inclusive. Clubs and organizations can now nominate 2 students, regardless of gender, to apply for the Madison Royal Court.
I just believe we should be representing all students, and we should be allowing all students to take part in our processes and be recognized for their contributions to the community.
Following a lively debate, 45 members of SGA voted yes, with 2 no and 10 abstentions. Some of the concerns raised were about student input on this decision.
We are to represent all students of this university, but I feel that the majority of students were not informed of the resolution.
While some voiced their concerns, others spoke out in full support during the Senate discussion.
It went really well. I was very pleased that it passed. I spoke pro a couple of times about it. I think it is a step in the right direction.
The change will take effect during homecoming at the end of the month, and SGA hopes students will respond positively to the change. Reporting for Breeze TV in Harrisonburg, I'm Andrea Brusig.
Now joining us in the studio is Brianna Moore, sponsor of the SGA resolution. Brianna, thanks so much for joining us today.
Thank you so much for having me.
Absolutely. So that last clip was you smiling right after the resolution was passed. What was that like for you?
It was definitely a humbling experience. I was super excited for the vote. I think it is as Sophie said, it was a step in the right direction. So I'm really excited about it.
So it's been passed by SGA. What happens next?
We're about to have some homecoming celebrations. I think we should all get excited about that. I think it's only more inclusive. It doesn't really change the fact that we are going to celebrate our outstanding Dukes. So I think this is going to be a good step.
So homecoming is in a few weeks. Are you worried at all about the time crunch?
I think that we have entered this moment at the best time. I think it gives us enough time to really order everything that we need to do. We need to get the sashes and everything like that. So this gives us enough time in the SGA to really make this statement.
So I know SGA approved it. Does anyone else have to sign off on the resolution?
So it's an SGA sponsored event. So our vice president is someone who really focuses in on the celebration. We've talked to administration and they really haven't said anything of that.
All right, well, thank you so much for joining us today. We appreciate it.
Thank you.
Absolutely. Coming up today on Breeze TV, Pale Fire's first annual Beers and Brew Festival brings the Harrisonburg community together. Plus, a JMU biology class is taking action to save the bees. All up next on Breeze TV.
This is Breeze TV.
JMU is prepping for bee season coming up in the spring over in the biosciences labs. Senior reporter Caitlin Merriman saw the preparation take place.
A biology class here at JMU has been working alongside their professor, Dr. Renfro, to create homes for bees to pollinate in the spring.
The plan is for in spring semester, we're going to plant a wildflower garden and we're going to mount some of these bee homes by the garden, both for the box nesting bees and also for some ground nesting bees.
Pollinators have been decreasing over the years because of people using things like insecticides that not only kill off those bothersome insects, but also the pollinators.
Students shouldn't be afraid that they're going to be swarmed by bees. These are very gentle, docile bees. They are pollinators. They're not aggressive at all.
Construction of these bee homes can last for years, and the amount of time it takes to make them, we should start to see an increase in the pollinator bees population.
And then we built both the other ones this 3-hour class period, along with making the clay and sand for the other homes as well.
There were 2 types of bees that the class focuses on helping: orchard mason bees and solitary ground nesting bees.
The 2 bee populations we selected are ones that are very important for early tree flowering species. And so crops like apples, cherries, peaches, blueberries, which are all very important to.
Salmonella could be hiding in your fridge. There are 2 nationwide recalls on beef and eggs due to contamination. More than 6.5 million pounds of beef products distributed by Arizona-based meat producer JBS Taliesin are being recalled, according to the USDA. There are at least 57 cases of salmonella illness in 16 different states that are linked to this outbreak. The recalled products were packaged between July 26th and September 7th and were sold under the brand names Walmart, Cedar River Farms, Natural Beef, Showcase, Walmart, and JBS Generic. Plus, Ravel Ridge Farms in Alabama is recalling its cage-free large eggs after 38 people from 7 states got sick from salmonella. The eggs were packaged in 1 dozen and 2.5 dozen cardboard containers and sold primarily in grocery stores in Alabama, Tennessee, and Georgia, with best if used by dates of July 25th to October 3rd.
Runners gathered on Festival Lawn this past Sunday to participate in JMU Triathlon Club's 12th annual Donut Dash. The Donut Dash is a 5K race where participants can eat donuts to take minutes off their time. For each donut eaten, 1 minute is deducted. Over 30 runners from JMU's Club Cross Country team participated in this year's race. Prizes for winners included Jaybird headphones, t-shirts, and water bottles. The money raised from the event goes to help the triathlon team fund their trip to nationals in Arizona.
Also the fact that I could win a race and not finish first. Like and I think I took like 9 minutes off my time by just eating donuts, which was really fun.
The first annual Beans and Brews Festival took place at Pale Fire Brewing Company over the weekend. Breeze TV's Chelsea Church shows us how handmade chili and beer helped take a step in ending family homelessness in Harrisonburg.
Chili, just like Grandma used to make.
Pale Fire and Friendly Fermenter came together to support Bridge of Hope, a nonprofit organization that works to provide financial and social support to families in need.
Everyone loves Friendly Fermenter. Everyone loves Pale Fire. They know about them. They're already downtown for the International Festival, so why not come over and taste some chili and have a glass of beer in support of single-parent families facing homelessness.
Crowning a champion of homemade chili that complements Harrisonburg resident Kate Bailey's winning homebrewed beer was all part of a larger goal: to raise funds to help at least one family in need.
It takes about $9,000 to $10,000 a year for us to fully support one family, and again, that means $20,000 to get a family back to sustainable living and out of homelessness.
The money raised will go directly toward Bridge of Hope's 2-year program that provides training and safe housing to help families get back on their feet.
Walking alongside the families and offering them the social support network that many families facing homelessness are often lacking.
Bridge of Hope raised about $650 at the festival and will continue receiving proceeds from the sales of the featured beer at both breweries until it runs out. Reporting in Harrisonburg for Breeze TV, I'm Chelsea Church.
Coming up next, Dalen has sports for us. What's the update?
JMU football is off to a great start, and a women's soccer team is on a winning streak. Coming up on the Breeze TV Sports Wrap. Welcome to Breeze TV Sports Wrap. I'm Dalen Burgess. JMU football is off to a hot start as they roll into Saturday's game versus Elon on a 4-game win streak. After Tuesday's practice, Sarah Salzman had the opportunity to speak with a few of JMU's football players regarding their strange history from the season opener to the Richmond game and how they have managed their record-breaking start to the season.
The Dukes opened their season with a tough loss against NC State. The last time JMU lost the first game of the season was in 2014. Their opening loss has not been the only uncommon occurrence thus far. The weather threatened to not let up the next week against Robert Morris and forced James Madison to play 2 days ahead of schedule on a Thursday. The Dukes racked up 63 points in their road game against Richmond, making history once again with the largest road win in school history.
Despite an unusual start, JMU has made history nearly every game this season. From brothers scoring in the same game to record-smashing game-high scores, we asked JMU football players what the keys to their success has been in this season.
We come out here, we put all this work in the off season in the weight room. It feels great to get results and to play well for my teammates.
All the hard work has paid off for the Dukes, who extend their CAA record to 20 consecutive conference wins after Richmond.
Right, I don't think we're necessarily worried about breaking records, but just winning ball games and just, using our eyes and communicating, make sure we're on the same page, like I said.
Even though the team is not focused on records, they recognize their teammates' hard work.
I think that's a testament to, our team, the work that we put in all off season. It's cool when you get to go out there on Saturdays and the hard work pays off. But ultimately, the biggest thing for us is just getting a win. So we've been able to, win 4 in a row, which has been good, and we'd like to keep it going.
For Breeze TV, I'm Sarah Salzman.
Thanks, Sarah. Kickoff for the top 10 matchup between the Dukes and Phoenix is set for 1:30 p.m. on Saturday. Now on to JMU soccer. JMU men's and women's teams have dominated the competition in recent weeks as both teams are starting to come to form during conference play. Women's soccer started this season 1-6, but the Dukes' winning their last 4 out of 5 games moved them to 4th in the CAA conference. A big part of the Dukes' recent success on the field is their defense. The Dukes' defense has been stout over the last 5 games, conceding only 2 goals, and during this span, the Dukes' offense have scored 6 goals. The next game for women's soccer is Sunday, October 7th at home versus UNC Wilmington. For men's soccer, the Dukes are 4-1-1 in their last 6 games, which puts them at 5-3-2 overall and first in the CAA conference. Their last outing came on Tuesday versus 17th-ranked NC State in Raleigh, North Carolina. The game ended in a 0-0 tie. The next game for the Dukes is Saturday, October 6th versus conference foe, the College of Charleston. That's it for sports this week. Back to you guys.
Thanks, Dalen. Coming up next, JMU students attend an event to anonymously share their experiences with alcohol.
And opening act on Drake Bell's tour, Kira Kosserin makes her debut in the Berg.
All this and more coming up next on Breeze TV.
This is Breeze TV.
This week, JMU's Office of Residence Life held the Brick Wall Project. This project is for students on and off campus to anonymously share their experiences with alcohol, positive or negative. Students had the choice of choosing a white piece of paper for positive experiences or a red piece of paper for negative experiences. Students could write their thoughts, feelings, or stories. The Office of Residence Life then puts together students' bricks on the wall in TDU. Office of Residence Life believes that sharing experiences lead to education about alcohol.
It's important for students to just understand how alcohol affects us and how students can have both positive and negative experiences. We aren't necessarily promoting like abstinence from alcohol, so we're promoting ways for students to use alcohol in a safe manner.
There were educational resources available at the event for students. All students who wrote on a brick were then given a chance to win a free gift card and other prizes. Follow at JMU_SLI for updates on events like this that are held by the Office of Residence Life around campus.
On Wednesday, 7 police officers were shot in Florence, South Carolina. The Florence Police Department is investigating the scene from Wednesday that left 6 officers wounded and 1 dead. Authorities identified 74-year-old Fred Hopkins as the suspect in the shooting. The officers were executing a search warrant when Hopkins shot at them. The dead officer was identified as 52-year-old Terrence Calloway, who was a 30-year veteran of the Florence Police Department.
He was the epitome of a community police officer. He loved this community. He gave it his all. With more than 30 years, he didn't have to do this job. But this was his life, and this is what he wanted to do. And serving Florence was his passion.
Hopkins was arrested and hospitalized at the time. His intentions are unknown. One of the officers from the scene was hospitalized in critical condition, 2 were treated and released, and the conditions of 3 deputies wounded on the scene are unknown at the moment.
2000s pop star Drake Bell came to Harrisonburg this weekend. And for the fans, well, you can see it here on Breeze TV. Take a look.
Bell fans were so excited to have Drake Bell in the Berg that Golden Pony added a second show, both selling out in under an hour.
You know, why not? See him twice. He's coming to town, take advantage of that. And I really like his music, so I'm really excited about it.
Bell won the hearts of the fans, but that's not the only performer who stole the show. Kira Kosserin, the opening act, left the room jaw-dropped with each original song she performed.
This has been my first time on the road, and none of the music's out, so it's been a really cool way to kind of test out different songs with different audiences and try different stories and kind of feel out what works.
Kosserin started her career out as an actress on the Nickelodeon series The Thundermans, but knew that music was the direction she wanted to head in next.
Originally thought I was going to be able to put out music while I was on the show, but some stuff didn't work out within the network, and they kind of asked me to hold off on that.
But if you loved her on The Thundermans, don't be too upset. Kosserin is still acting today.
I just did a guest star on the spinoff of The Fosters called Good Trouble.
Reporting for Breeze TV in Harrisonburg, I'm Caitlin Merriman.
Well, actually, Drake Bell was my first concert in 5th grade, so I kind of wanted to go back and relive that, but unfortunately it sold out so quickly.
Yeah, and they even put in a second show, but that sold out almost immediately too, so maybe he'll have to come back. Maybe we can get another 2000s TV star to come back.
Hey,
That'd be
I hope
great.
so. That'd be awesome. And that's it for us here on Breeze TV.
Thanks for joining us. Have a great weekend.